G'day guys, what's going on? Dex SuperCoach here. Today I'm going to go over the round 6 review. I scored 2,214 in the top 14%. Pretty average week for me. Somehow I went up the ranks 1,951 spots. So sitting at season rank of 15,456, which isn't too bad. We're getting there, getting a bit closer. So what went wrong for me this week was the loophole. Obviously, I stuffed that up because I had the VC on Grundy, but then, ZZ got named last minute and he was going to be my option to take the Grundy VC score. But in hindsight, I probably should have fielded Finn O'Sullivan because I still have him and put the C on him. I was a bit sus, wondering why it wouldn't show the preview of the Grundy VC score with ZZ with the C on him, because it had that orange, emergency type icon on him, and it wouldn't actually show me the calculation of the double points for Grundy. So don't know about that. Maybe that was a bit of a sign of what was to come, and I should have just put Finn O'Sullivan on the field and put the C on him. I would have had to take Jagger Smith's 64 there, which probably would have worked out better than fielding Blameyer's, 3 points more, which would have been handy. Kind of messed up with the rookie roulette this week. So, yeah, fielded Sarong with the 48. Most people probably did the same thing. I was meant to be copying Selwood's score with ZZ out as well, but that didn't turn out either. But luckily, I got Lindsay's 75 there. Just a couple mistakes with the rookies. Tom Stewart went shocking. I don't know if this was because it was a smashing 75-point win, I believe, to the Catters. So, yeah, don't know if he just couldn't get the ball much down in defence or what happened there. But, Holmes was playing back as well, which was frustrating, but he didn't seem to have as many kick-ins, I don't believe. I think it was a bit more evenly distributed. Humphreys had the most this week and Holmes had about 2, and then Stewart had 2 as well. But, I think Tanner Bruin was also in that role, down back, probably rotating with Holmes, I believe, and he just couldn't really get much of it either. So he scored a 56, slightly worse than Stewart. So I'll probably have to just hold on to Stewart at the moment, even though he's got 181 break even. Probably not the ideal situation, but I can see the upside in him. I'm not too sure what the situation with him is, if he just had a bad game or not. Went to the game, so kind of didn't really see what was going on. I was a bit, focused on, hanging out with my mates and stuff. But yeah, I don't know what happened with him. I think he's probably just a hold for me. There's the concern about Holmes and how he's got a finger injury. Maybe that's why he's playing down back, but see if he swaps back into the midfield this week. But yeah, you probably want to get rid of him. Only reason I'm going to hold on to him is because I'm a Cats supporter. But yeah, 2 bad weeks in a row is a bit of a concern. He's going to come down a lot in price. He's going to come down to about 430k in a couple of weeks' time, so people can jump on him if he does get the roll back. But yeah, it's a question of if you even want to go there in the first place. But Sinclair's been good. He's just a top defender, really, and he got West Coast this week, so see if he scores bad or not. They probably will get it down back for the Saners, but I don't know. I think he should be right to go nuts. Maybe Stewart's just a bit off at the moment. And then Mills, a bit of a down game. It's a bit frustrating when you got Mills and Blakey's always the other guy in the team who's going nuts. He went 128, I believe, and then Mills was only 75. So could be a bit of a failed pick here, picking Mills. He's up and down. So just have to wait and see what happens with him throughout the season, I guess. Got bigger issues. I think I've just got to hold on to these guys for the moment as on-field options over some of these rookies down back, because some of the rookies didn't score that great, Farrow and Blameyers and that. So I think I'd rather just hold on to these guys for the moment and just cop the decrease in price for them. But, it is what it is. And then Houston bounced back with the 87. I think he's a hold for me. The other guys like Stewart and Mills are going worse. So I think he's a hold, and he's got MCG run coming up, which is pretty nice. And, I think defenders just play better with more space. So I think he'll be good. Sarong is around about his break even now, 64. So probably on the chopping blocks this week, you would imagine. Could hold on to him, but I don't really see the point, to be honest. Just have a quick look and see on DFS if there's a good run for the defenders, but he has been playing a bit more on the wing. The Bulldogs are pretty decent for matchups wise. What about defense? Yep, good for that as well. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just about time he's ready to go in terms of my side anyway. Lindsay's been good. Selwood's kind of reset his cash gen a bit there, so that's handy. If you have Jakes, you'd be kind of annoyed about that. He's dropped like a 34 or something, which isn't ideal. ZZ got a 29, so that's a bit frustrating. Didn't really go up that much in price. Butters went nuts. Probably should have put a bit more consideration into him for the VC option. Got the Catters this week, so probably going to get tagged. Last couple games, or last two times he's played the Cats, he's been tagged and dropped sub 60 scores. So I wonder if there's a play where you might trade him out, just cash him out at that price point. But he's got a 92 break even, so probably not. Who knows? It's in Adelaide. Maybe it's a closer game than people expect, but yeah, not looking forward to this week as a Butters owner. He's in most people's teams. So, yeah, I wonder if there's a play where you actually risk it and trade him out. Probably not the smart thing to do, but something along the lines of that might work out. I don't think it'll work out, though. And then LDU's been a great pickup. Started him at the start of the season. He's been going nuts. So, yeah, he's got GWS this week. Hopefully they just go to Sheasel. The next 3 weeks are a bit of a concern for tags. Got the, opponents that are likely to tag in the next couple of weeks, but fingers crossed they just all go to Sheasel because most people have Sheasel. He dropped the 141 there, so that was pretty good. But yeah, everyone's got him, so it'll be nice if he gets the tag and our pod in LDU goes a bit better. And then that sort of happened this week with Oliver, so he's our pod, and yeah, he dropped a 128, which was great. And Finn Callahan copped the tag, which was unfortunate, so no good there. Walsh has kind of been a bit of a letdown pick, but he's going all right for a team that is struggling. So some pretty decent scores, not too salty about that. I think he's just a fine hold at the moment. And Tanner Bruin, I think I'll hold on to him just because he's got the ability to go well. Dropped the 115 the other week, and he's dropped 110. He just has a bit of a scoring roller coaster, you could say, I guess. His scores aren't ideal, but yeah, hopefully he can bounce back this week against Port. Blamires, I think I'll hold on to him for his cash gen. He's got a couple more weeks before I'll probably cull him. And then, yeah, Farrow's been good. He's got a low break even, which is nice. And Milan Murdoch decided to field him. He's been going up. He's gone up 100k already, which is crazy. So, yeah, hopefully everyone jumped on him. But, yeah, I think he's a fine on-field option for us. He scores well. He hasn't really dropped under 80 yet, so don't see why you don't field him every week. And then we got Finn O'Sullivan, so I'm kind of tempted to hold on to him. I've held on to him this far with his jaw injury. I'm not too sure. Maybe it's been about 2 weeks, but has a break even of 11, so should just come back straight into the side and be the tagger again. Get, I think he's getting like 80% CBAs or something. So he's got the role. So no real need to trade him out there unless I want to actually maximize the points on the field, which I probably should have been doing, but somehow I've still managed to go up the ranks there, which has been okay. But if he isn't playing this week, I might trade him out. I might hold on to him if if he's playing this week. So Jagger Smith, I think I'd rather trade out Grill type before I trade out Jagger Smith, just because he's got the ability to score 113, but that's against Richmond there. So who knows with him? I think have to get a Carlton supporters take on that one, I reckon. But yeah, Grill probably would get rid of him before I got rid of a Jagger Smith. But the run looks alright though with West Coast coming up. Maybe there's another spike score in it for him. So yeah, who do you get rid of? Maybe you just get rid of Sarong over them both, and then maybe Grill and then Smith. I think that feels probably the best situation in terms of who to get rid of. So yeah, we had the C on Max Gorn, kind of a 4C on him. So that's a bit of a stitch up. Only dropped the 105. He hasn't dropped under 100 though, so has got the high break even. So if you don't have him, you might be able to get him in a couple of weeks. But has Richmond this week. He's really good against Richmond, so probably put the VC on him this week if you've got him. And yeah, Grundy, we missed out on that VC, which was a bit of a stitch up, bit of a error from my end. Got the Bulldogs this week. Fingers crossed that Tim English is not back. If he's not back, he'll probably be in consideration for the VC on the Thursday night. And then, yeah, Sheasel's been good. Petrarca, we held on to him, so we didn't have to waste any trades on him. He scored okay. I think he played a bit forward. Let's have a quick look at that. Where is he? So yeah, that was a close game, bit of a surprise. Merritt went nuts. Probably should have got onto him. I had a feeling like he's a pretty safe pick, and yeah, I think if you went on him, like got on him last week, you'd be pretty happy with that. But yeah, not too sure what happened to Petrarca. Doesn't look like he's got the heat map there. Well, he had the 70% CBAs, which is still all right. Matt Real had 86, which is nice. So probably someone to monitor to bring in a couple of weeks maybe. What's his break even? Has he gone down in price yet? Dropped 43k. Potentially could grab him this week if you wanted to, but probably cops a bit of attention coming in the next few weeks. So I would imagine with GWS anyway. Port Adelaide might go to him as well. Maybe Finn O'Sullivan in round 11. So might be able to get him sub 500k and the Cats in there. So yeah, they might just go straight to Real, you would imagine. But yeah, we traded in Pickett and Milan Murdoch last week. So I was like umming and ahhing if I bring in Rochelle or if I bring in, Brayshaw or Naz. Luckily, I didn't pick any of those guys. My week would have been so much worse if I had to go on there. So, yeah, pretty happy with Pickett. Bought him in. I thought might as well just bring him in now. Most likely going to be a top 6 forward, so just get him out of the way. Don't have to worry about getting him in a couple of weeks' time. Dropped to 108, so that was pretty handy. But yeah, I was considering some other guys like Holmes, who I think will be a top 8 midfielder at this rate, even if he is going back into the midfield predominantly instead of defence later in the year. I think he's still a good option. Same with Bailey Smith. He's going nuts, so don't know how I'm going to get him in. I think he's just a lost cause at this point. Don't know how I'm going to be able to get to Bailey Smith. I think I'd just rather focus on getting in Bontempelli, who we knew was going to cop the tag this week. Well, had a strong feeling. That's the reason I didn't start him, because I looked at the fixture. I did miss out on the first couple of weeks' high ceiling games, but the Hawthorn, Geelong, now Sydney coming up, that's where I was a bit worried, and I thought that'd be the target for us non-owners to get Bont in, and yeah, it's starting to pay off for us now. So if he does drop like a 123 this week against Sydney, he'll still drop 50k, be about 600k, which is nice. But don't think I'll get him in this week. I think I'll try and get him in the week after. I think that's a perfect time to go for him, but probably need to plan it out to have enough coin there to grab Bont next week if he does drop another shocking score. But we'll have to wait and see how he goes against Sydney. He probably will get tagged by James Jordan, I believe, might be in for another 60 score. So then we could push him back a bit longer if we need to and get some other guys in and wait for him to drop even more in price. But yeah, we'll just wait and see how he goes this week. But yeah, Pickett has been a good option. Don't mind him there. Sam Flanders dropped a nice score, got West Coast this week, so should be in for a big one. Don't really know what happened to Filippo. Just have a quick look. Close game. There was a few close games this week, which is nice. A bit salty that I missed a few of them. So Filippo, what happened to him? Had the 63% TOG. Doesn't have the heat maps. I think he was just playing in the forward line majority of the game. Disposal efficiency was pretty poor. Yeah, just pretty poor game from him. I don't really know what to do with him. I think he's just a hold for me. Um, he had like 16% CBAs, was it? No good. Yeah, I think he'll just be a hold on the bench for me at the moment. And Marshall has got DPP now. I don't think he did last week, so we can swing him back into defence. Was playing defence, took some good intercept marks, so that's good to see. Lombard still has a low break even. He's just like a slow burn for us, just slowly going up in price, but don't think I'll trade him out. And then Watkins didn't play, so that's no good. But yeah, hopefully he just doesn't play. And I don't know about him. I think I'd rather just have him as a loophole sort of thing for a couple more weeks, and then he can come back and see how he goes. But he might be due for a call up this week. Who knows? Reeves still has a low TOG, so I think I need to just cash him in at this point, even though got Wits this week. See how he goes against them. But I don't know. Usually Wits is restrictive, but for me, I feel like I need to get cash in Reeves. Just his TOG is too low, and I thought he would be scoring higher than this, but he hasn't been, so not ideal. But he did outscore Mick Andrews, so I could hold on to him if I want to, but I think Mick Andrews' ruck run is a bit more juicy and exciting compared to Reeves. He's got like Wits, who knows how he goes against Wits, and then Cameron, and then Freo. So probably not going to score the greatest. And then he has Gorn. So yeah, not too sure. I think I'll just cash him in now. So who do we need this week? So the players. Maybe I'll just quickly go through this. So what happened Thursday night? Not too relevant. Who's Carlton playing this week actually? So yeah, if you got Luke Jackson, probably put the VC on him, because I don't think Pitnet's going to be playing. So yeah, he could be an option to bring in. Maybe I consider him. I think he's still at a reasonable price. Nick Dacos had a massive last quarter, so I was kind of like, pretty happy that he was going bad, but then the last quarter got 61 points, so that's a bit of a stitch up for a non-owner like me. But yeah, then again, Dacos, he does have that same sort of run coming up where probably will get heavy tags coming up, so I'll probably steer clear from him. He's got the Essendon matchup, which he might go pretty nuts this week, and then he's got like Hawthorn, Geelong, and Sydney, where he probably will get heavy tags in those games. And then round 11 is probably where I'll target Dacos to try and bring him into my side, and then just cop whatever tags he gets later in the season. But yeah, I can't see a world where I want to bring him in for the next couple of weeks. He might go nuts this week, but yeah, don't see a world where I'll bring him in with the next 4 matchups, like 3 of them being like heavy tag opponents potentially. So probably not a go for me, even though he's, scoring well. So yeah, held on to Houston. Jezza, he might be an option. Got North in a couple of weeks, but yeah, who knows how it'll go with North having like Zerha and that down back, and Luke Parker. Maybe it's a bit harder. So not too sure. Probably someone to monitor. Probably won't bring him in. Smith has been good. Holmes, I probably need to bring in a couple of weeks. I just don't think I'll be able to get him in, to be honest. No one else was really relevant there. Ed Richards, highest scorer for the Doggies. Got rid of him. I'll just wait and see how he goes for the next couple of weeks if I want to bring him back in at some point. Bailey Dales may be someone to consider bringing in as a cheap player if you want to have someone in your side who could potentially be a top 8 to 6. He's probably a better pick than Callum Mills at this rate, honestly. But what happened, he had like 11 kick-ins, which is crazy. 10 played on. So maybe he's a good value option if you want to go there. Bont, no good. Well, Darcy's injured, so that's a bit of a stitch up if you got him. So you got to trade him out. We got Sydney, so yeah, bloody stitch up with Mills, and then Blakey's going nuts. Yeah, don't know about that. Like, they seem to just like alternate each week. Bias is kind of annoying for Mills, but yeah, I don't know. What was his TOG? Is it 72? Yeah. I think they like to pull him off in the last quarter, which is a bit annoying. Same with Heaney. So yeah, it's a bit of a stitch up. So Whitfield's a decent option. Ash has dropped in what 85 there. Still seems like, Whitfield has the majority of the kick-ins this year, so I think he's probably a fine pick if you want to go there this week. Gothard has been a nice rookie if you've got him. Probably should have gone there. I don't know why I didn't do it. Probably should have looked a bit closer at him. Matt Rowell probably is a target after his bye, maybe. Took Miller. Just probably need to wait and see how he goes against, with Anderson back and like all the other mids like Petrarca and Rowell playing as well with them. Nothing else too relevant there. Merritt, I don't mind. I think he's probably gone up. Sardis dropped 100. Could you get Parrish back in? Probably could get him back in, but I probably don't want to do that because you'd want to see him as a keeper. Ridley got injured, so that's a bit of a stitch up if you were planning to get a value option in Ridley in. So yeah, Merritt was taking some kick-ins, which was interesting. I think he's a good option this year. Last year, he just got way too much attention. This year, it doesn't seem like he's getting as much attention, kind of like flying under the radar. And then we got, so Jai Newcomb is an interesting one. Like, I probably might consider him. He seems to have, he's the main guy in the midfield for the Hawks and the captain, I believe. So probably someone that offers a fair bit of value if you wanted to go there. I think he might be someone that would be helpful to get in. He's got a high ceiling and, it might be someone that can help us complete our teams and be a good midfielder for us. I think he's around that like 513k. So I think, pretty tempting. I might actually go him. The Horny Man, 119. Pretty nice stuff from him. He got some CBAs, like 60%. So pretty good option in the forward line, honestly, if you wanted to do that. I think I could potentially grab him this week if I wanted to, but still a bit unsure with him about his role. But I think he's a good option. Who else? And then we got the Crows and the Saints. So I heard the news that the Crows were potentially going to tag Naz. So I didn't go with Naz. De Koning has just been an absolutely shocking pick. I've got him in draft. He's actually the worst this year. I don't understand how he's so bad. But Rowan Marshall, he dropped 118, which is nuts. So definitely someone that I might actually consider now. He's got forward status. So could be a really good value option, especially if De Koning is going to be out. I think I would go there. He's around 400k. Very cheap. And finally had a bit more ruck time this week, and he dropped a 118. So, I think you got to go there, honestly. Fair bit of value in that. Wilkie seems to be a solid pick if you've got him. I think he's going to be a top 6 defender at this rate. And who else have we got here? Not really keen on any of these guys. I think with Adelaide, for me, I didn't want to go with like Worrell because Laird was coming back and they've got like Malera down there as well. They seem to alternate, but they're all sort of scoring well. Whereas like someone like Stewart, I thought would have the main role, but it's obviously been affected. Didn't work out too good for me. And then there's Zerha for North. He's a cheap option. Dropped the 140, playing in defence now, so could be someone to grab if you want to go there. I think it might be worth it. Just get these dud rookies off the field is probably a good play. I think that's what I'm sort of leaning towards this week, is getting the dud forward rookies off. Potentially move Potentially move Marshall down back. That might work out. So Ross is someone else in the forward line. So there's a fair few options now in the forward line coming through. So he dropped a 149, which is crazy. What was his CBAs? So I believe what happened was he only had 50% CBAs there, which is interesting. I think what happened was like Taranto got concussed, so maybe his CBAs jumped up. But I haven't really looked too closely at his role, to be honest. Yeah, not too sure. Wait and see what happens with the heat maps. Someone to definitely monitor. He's around that 440k mark, so someone to definitely consider. Yeah, I don't really know who else. I do like the look of Parker. He looks like a solid pick as well, like dropping the 120. So definitely, you'd be happy if you got him there in your side last week. So yeah, Melbourne. I don't really know. Like Tholstrup is pretty interesting. He's like how much is he? He's like around 300k. What did he drop? Yeah, 114. Oh, I thought he was a bit cheaper. Maybe there's another one. No. Yeah, so he's gone up like 41k. So yeah, I don't know if you could go there. He's a bit expensive. And yeah, like, is it Bowie? Bowie's going to be back soon. So yeah, I think what happened was Tholstrom. He has like 92% disposal efficiency, which is pretty cooked. Had the 10 kick-ins as well, which is cooked. Because what happened was there was no Lindsay, I believe, and Salem's obviously out as well. So he just had all the kick-ins for some reason this week. I don't know if it sticks. Probably not. Yeah, and then we've got what's his name coming back in. So Bowie. So yeah, probably is only going to be there for a couple of weeks. But yeah, if you wanted to jump on him and grab a few good price rises, maybe it's worth it. But for me, I don't really see the point at the moment. They'll probably just bring Lindsay back and split his kick-ins with Lindsay, and then who knows how far away Salem is. And then, yeah, I think, is it, what's his name? Bowie's probably only like 1 or 2 weeks off. So Lockie Neal's someone to consider, but yeah, I wasn't too sure about their upcoming fixture. I don't really like it that much, but McLuggage is going to be someone else to consider as well. And Draper I was considering, but I thought I'd give him a week just against Gawn to see how he scores. Dropped to 57, which is not good. So what is he even priced at? Draper still went up in price, still has a 64 break even. So don't mind him as an option. Like, he did have Gawn, which was like probably the worst opponent. But now his fixture kind of opens up. Got like McAndrew, probably will score a right against him. Then Essendon, Carlton. See if like Pitnet's playing or not. Geelong should be an easy matchup. GWS pretty easy. Yeah, not a bad run, honestly, but if you're probably getting him as a keeper, so don't know if it's worth it. Probably just pay up and grab like a Took Miller type who's like proven, like a proven scorer, and or like a Horn Francis for me. I think I'd rather just pay it for those guys because I'm still not 100% sure about Draper, and Fort was out with illness, so who knows? He'll probably just come back next week, but don't know how that goes for him. So this week's trades probably have to activate the boost. So if I get rid of Finn O'Sullivan, if he's not playing this week, what my trades probably will be are him, Reeves, and then probably Sarong. And then what does that do for me? I'll have to swing ZZ back there. Need to get in forwards. So I'll probably swing Marshall down back maybe. Still need another defender down back. Probably need to fix up the midfield. I probably am like one midfielder down at the moment, but not too sure if I want to pay up for anyone. Merritt's got a low break even. Probably will get some attention in the coming weeks. Not too sure. Probably could grab a Naz type this week. I think might be worth it, even though he did get tagged and dropped a 70, I think it was. Where is he? Naz. Yeah, so he's pretty cheap at the moment. Got West Coast. Might go nuts, honestly. History says that he doesn't really like versing West Coast. Did he get tagged last time? West Coast. Doesn't look like he got tagged. Just a down game. Bit odd. Maybe got injured or something, but what if he goes like 150? go up in price. Maybe like realistically 120. Still drop 142. Probably could get him a bit cheaper. The run, looks pretty good now. Not so good in like round 12 though. I don't know. Maybe you'd rather target someone else like a Luke Jackson type. I think is probably a good trade-in target this week, but I don't know. You can't really get rid of McAndrew at the moment. Oh, he's got 51 break even. Maybe that is a play. Say I hold on to Finn O'Sullivan, cash in McAndrew. What does that do for me? Luke Jackson. What's his run? His run's not too bad, honestly. Yeah, might consider this, eh? How much? 610. Yeah, would it grab Luke Jackson? What's that do? Oh, it's not ideal, is it? Only 432k. Then you probably do something a bit more risky, eh? Then it's like, who don't I want to field, sort of thing. Get Marshall. If I grab that Anderson type, so he was a mid, wasn't he? Must have gone past him. What the fuck is he? Is he a forward or something? Why is he not coming up, bro? I got L, that's why. Anderson, 300k. How much is Zerha? 315. I could do this if I wanted to do something a bit more risky, but then I'm still fielding the poo, which I'm not too keen about doing. Probably hold on to McAndrew. Say, look, get rid of Sullivan. Say he's not back this week. Then I'll probably go a bit more value now. I could grab like, swap's easy. Do Marshall down back potentially. Then I can grab Marshall, which I think if he's going to be, the number one ruck, definitely could be a keeper in the forward line. But yeah, who knows what happens when DeConing is back. Watkins maybe comes back there. And then that will leave me enough to grab Newcomb, who's probably a solid pick, honestly, this week. Potentially grab like 2 keepers here, but they're probably not of the highest quality, not like uber premiums, but don't mind it. That way I can still hold on to like Tanner Bruin for another week in like Jagger Smith. But yeah, I'm getting rid of a Finn O'Sullivan type. Probably need to get Marshall down back into the forward line in this situation. What if I do hold on to Finn O'Sullivan? Yeah, McAndrew, not too sure. I think I probably want to hold on to him again. What to do this week? Who was I going to trade? Reeves. What if I do like 2 trades? I can grab Primo, can't I? Don't really want to put like McAndrew in R3 though. That's the only thing. Let's have a look at the forwards maybe. So yeah, grab like Took maybe. Not too sure. I'm kind of tempted to go for like a Who was it? Like if I'm going to, I think this week might be a good week to use a boost trade. I've got the forwards tick. Go Anderson. I'll get ZZ down in the ruck, yeah. Kind of probably want to have Finn O'Sullivan in the midfield area. And then what's this do for me? Like, can I get Marshall? Play it a bit more risky, I guess. And then it's like, I probably need to swing someone else back. Probably Farrow. Then I've still got the Poo on the field. That's the other thing. So yeah, maybe like 2 forwards might be the play. The other one, I'm not too sure about who to go for, to be honest. Just can't afford. I can't afford bloody Horny Man, which is annoying. Could go Chad Warner. Bit of an interesting one. Just, yeah, I think he hasn't gone above 100 for a while, so don't know if it's worth it. The fixture, it's not the worst. Yeah, not really too keen on Chad Warner. Horny Man is a good one, I think. I think his fixtures are right. Yeah, you probably just want like a top liner here, but yeah, I don't even know this week like what to do. I feel like taking the punt on Marshall was probably worth it against West Coast. Then just, if he goes up a fair bit, we can swap him to someone else later in the season if DeConning's going to be out for a bit. But we have to wait and see the injury report first before we can pick Marshall. But yeah, I might have to get rid of someone a bit more expensive if I'm going to do this because I don't really want to go for someone else a bit lower. Rochelle, I'm a bit concerned about with Curtin coming back in, so probably isn't going to be a good pick long term. Thilthorpe probably can come down a bit more in price, but yeah, don't know about him. So Jack Ross is probably interesting. Probably someone to consider. Pretty good fixture actually coming up. It might be a good pod, honestly, to grab. Is it point chasing potentially? Jezza has a 12 break even. I don't know if you could do that, to be honest. It's probably not a good idea. Who knows? Probably not bad either. Elliot Yeo's an interesting one. Still going to drop in price. He's fairly priced. He's like averaging, what's his average? Like 79, but seems to score in the 90s. Just had that bad game. But yeah, he probably couldn't go there with like durability issues. Probably not the greatest pick, really. I don't know. Grab Draper. Probably not. Yeah, probably better off just getting some extra cash out of someone else. So we hold on to Grill. Who do we get rid of then? Say we get rid of Finn O'Sullivan. Gives us 540k. Then we can just grab Took maybe. Probably could just grab Took. I think he's a pretty safe pick. I reckon that's not a bad shout. But then it's like, how are we going to get the money for Bont next week? But yeah, I guess we'll just wait and see with Bont. Yeah, we could probably have to use another boost trade to get Bont in somehow next week. But yeah, I kind of feel like trying to just stack the forward line now, so we can get better points on the competition. And then in the midfield, we're just going to have to kind of cop it. But as long as we're playing like rookies that everyone has, it shouldn't be a big deal. Like we'll probably just put Farrow on the field. Everyone will be fielding Farrow. Like everyone will field Murdoch and Blamires possibly. And then down back, we got Marshall and Lindsay. So some good scoring potential. Still have a bit of cash flow here, so it's not bad. I just like the forward line is looking complete at this point in time. It could be all top 6 keepers now. So, yeah, probably the play this week for me. I think I'm leaning towards this, even though, Miller's got the high break even. I think I'd just rather go Miller over like a Newcomb type because, Miller's going to be a top 6 forward most likely. So I think that'll work out all right. And then what is it? VCC. So if Grundy's not going to be playing, if English is not going to be playing, then yeah, put the VC on Grundy. And then Gawn is probably the VC option for me at the moment, but we'll wait and see the team sheets. If Nank is still not back, put the VC on Gawn. Should be a big response game from him. Hawthorn versus Gold Coast. Wonder how Petrarca goes. Not the greatest. What about Took? Yeah, I don't know. I think Took is pretty decent trade-in option. And yeah, guys like Rankin probably just wait until he bottoms out in price. But I think I'd rather just grab Took. He's a really good scorer from the past, so I think he's a solid option. You could go like Nick Dacos against Essendon if you've got him. I think that's probably a good VC shout. The Cats probably wouldn't be touching Butters in any consideration there. Maybe I can look at some options where I trade out Butters, which would be a bit silly. He might go nuts against us, who knows. Probably O'Shea Mullen tag, you would imagine, but I think I'll just hold on to him, probably not worth it. And then Freo, yeah, so if what's his name is not playing, Pitnett, then you definitely would want to chuck the VC on a Luke Jackson type. So Naz is another guy, probably a fullback C option, but yeah, probably not overly confident in that one. But after just getting tagged, who knows? Royal Marshall probably is in for a big one against West Coast. So yeah, he got the 179 last year. That's why I kind of want to jump on him now. He's dropped 170k, so I think he's going to be a good shout. Brisbane, Adelaide, no one really comes to mind there. North, so Shees will probably get a tag or LDU, you would imagine. Any of the, and then the GWS guys, yeah, Callahan's probably going to get tagged. So Oliver could go big, but I think for me, probably go VC Grundy into Gawn. If English is named, then VC Gawn into who? I don't know. It's not that obvious, is it, this week? Sinclair, maybe? Should be in for a big one, hopefully. You would doubt that Gawn will fail us. He'll probably go nuts. But yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking this week. How's Cozzy go against the Tigers? I don't know. I think he's due for a big one, hopefully. But yeah, let me know. Kind of been rambling on way too long this time. But let me know how your team is going, how many boost trades you guys have used, and yeah, what your trade plans are this week. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and see you later.